In the heart of ancient Africa, where the sun kissed the earth with relentless heat, there existed a kingdom ruled by a king unlike any other. His name was King Mosi. King Mosi was a man of towering stature and iron will. His reputation was both feared and reviled. His reign was marked by a duality. He was a king of grand feasts and overflowing wine, but also of unrelenting cruelty. King Moses' palace was a marvel of architecture. Its walls adorned with intricate carvings, depicting the glories of his ancestors. The throne room was a vast hall, its ceiling high enough to echo every word spoken within its confines. Yet, beneath the grandeur lay an air of unease, for King Moses' temper was as volatile as the tropical storms that swept across his kingdom. The king was rarely seen without a goblet in hand, filled with a potent brew that only he could stomach. His nights were spent in drunken revelry, his laughter mingling with the cries of those who dared to displease him. His subjects lived in constant fear, knowing that a single misstep could earn them his wrath. Amidst this chaos, there was one person who held a special place in King Moses' heart: his queen, Zola. Zola was a woman of unparalleled beauty, with skin the color of the richest mahogany and eyes that sparkled like the night. She had been chosen by the king for her beauty, but it was her gentle spirit and unwavering strength that endeared her to him. Despite his many flaws, Mosi loved Zola with a fierce passion. However, their love was not without its trials. Moses' drunkenness often turned his affections into jealousy and his kindness into cruelty. Zola bore the brunt of his unpredictable temper, yet she remained steadfast, believing that beneath his monstrous exterior lay the heart of the man she loved. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the palace was bathed in the soft glow of twilight, a stranger arrived at the gates. He was a man of slender build, with eyes that seemed to hold secrets of the ages. He introduced himself as Kato, a wandering healer with tales of distant lands. Intrigued by the stranger's presence, Mosi invited him to the feast that night. As the night wore on, Kato wove stories of forgotten kingdoms and enchanted forests, captivating the court with his tales. But it was the story of the serpent's whisper that truly ensnared the king's attention. According to Cato, there existed a mystical serpent deep within the jungle, whose venom could grant immense power to anyone who possessed it. The serpent, however, could only be controlled by one who had mastered the art of inner balance. King Mosi, drunk on both wine and the promise of power, demanded that Cato led him to the serpent. Despite Zola's pleas for caution, the king was resolute. He believed that with the serpent's power, he could become invincible and expand his kingdom beyond imagination. Their journey to the serpent's lair was fraught with perils. The dense jungle was alive with the sounds of unseen creatures, and the air was thick with humidity. As they ventured deeper, Moses' impatience grew, his anger simmering just below the surface. Cato, however, remained calm, guiding them with an unerring sense of direction. Finally, they reached a clearing where an ancient tree stood, its roots twisted and narrow. At its base coiled the serpent, its scales shimmering like polished obsidian. King Mosi approached with a mixture of awe and trepidation, his desire for power overshadowing his fear. Cato spoke in hushed tones, instructing the king to approach the serpent with respect. But King Mosi, drunk and arrogant, ignored his advice. He lunged at the serpent, intending to seize it by force. The serpent, angered by his aggression, struck out, sinking its fangs into King Moses' arm. Pain surged through the king's body, and he collapsed to the ground. Cato rushed to his side, administering an antidote to the venom. As King Mosi lay there, writhing in agony, Cato revealed his true purpose. He was not merely a healer, but a guardian sent to test the king's worthiness. King Mosi had failed the test, his heart too clouded by darkness and his mind too addled by drink. As the venom's effect began to subside, King Mosi experienced a moment of clarity. He saw the consequences of his actions, the suffering he had inflicted upon his people, and the pain he had caused his queen Zola. Tears streamed down his face as he begged for forgiveness, his voice choked with regret. Zola, who had followed them into the jungle, despite Moses' orders to stay behind, emerged from the shadows. She knelt beside her husband, her eyes filled with a mixture of sorrow and hope. She took his hands in hers, feeling the warmth of his skin and the tremor of his remorse. Cato, seeing the sincerity in King Moses' eyes, decided to give the king one last chance. He explained that the serpent's venom could also be a powerful healer, capable of cleansing the soul and restoring balance. But for it to work, King Moses had to commit to changing his ways and ruling with compassion. Moses, humbled and broken, vowed to become a better man. He promised to renounce his drunkenness and cruelty and to lead his kingdom with wisdom and kindness. Cattle administered the healing venom, and Moses felt a profound transformation take place within him. The journey back to the palace was a somber one, but filled with a newfound sense of hope. King Moses kept his promise, gradually earning back the trust of his people. He became a king who ruled with fairness and mercy, guided by the love and support of his queen. The tale of King Moses and the serpent whisperer became a legend, a reminder of the power of redemption and the strength of true love. And in the heart of the kingdom, where the sun continued to shine and the jungle thrived, King Moses and Zola's love story endured. It became a beacon of light in a world that had once been shrouded in darkness.